under
So
nerve.
the author of this.
Nice to see you. Come on over here. Nice to have you here. Where are you from, Rachel?
Originally from Texas.
And when did you start bodybuilding?
I started about 10 years ago almost, long before I knew it was even called bodybuilding.
How old were you when you began?
19.
And why did you begin?
Because I was out of shape. I just wanted to get in shape. I wanted to feel good after a lifetime of dancing and cheerleading. I found myself first year at college not doing anything.
Now, when you say you were out of shape, what do you mean? Like, I mean, it doesn't look to me like you've ever really been too far out of shape.
True, but I didn't exude the fit quality that I had in my youth. I went home one day and my dad said, "Those aren't the legs I used to know," and that's all that it took. I went to...
Sounds like a show for Donahue, but let's move on. And so you just on your own started lifting weights?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. These free weights are what we're talking about?
Free weights, dumbbells, exercise machines, everything was chrome-plated.
Yeah.
And the minute I went into a fitness center, I fell in love with the atmosphere. I thought, oh, what a great playground for people, you know, big people to work out in and have fun in.
Now, when did you start competing?
In 1980.
And what titles did you win?
I won the first United States Championship, the very first one that was televised at all. It was promoted by Lisa Lyon, the real pioneer of women's bodybuilding. And
is that what this is from, this picture of you? Was that during your competing days?
That's about 2 years old.
Yeah. And why, how many years did you compete?
For 5 years.
5
This
years?
is the first year I haven't competed,
And
actually.
why did you decide not to compete?
Well, I think once in a while you have to stop and kind of taste what you're doing, your success, and do other things, because when you compete, it's important to really focus in for at least 3 to 4 months and do nothing but eat, live, and breathe
You
it.
can't really be distracted, can you?
Absolutely
These competitions are pretty cutthroat, aren't they? How do the women who compete in these things get along? Are they friendly? Are they?
It all depends on their individual personality, actually.
They're maniacs, though, aren't they?
I think it's important to be somewhat fanatical if you really want to succeed.
Sure. Well, I mean, they're
something like that.
Yeah, they're driven, and I would guess that would.
The nature of the sport dictates that you really be a fanatic in your diet, especially.
Well, now, what did you eat when you were competing?
It gets tighter the closer the contest date, approaches. And the last week of the competition, I mean, what you eat during that last week determines whether you'll win or not.
Oh, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. No. Tell me about drugs. Did you ever use steroids?
I have never, ever, ever taken steroids, and any woman that takes steroids, which is a male hormone derivative, I think is really crazy, and she's missing the point as far as what bodybuilding is all about.
But now let me ask you a question. It apparently does make some difference.
It makes a lot of difference, a lot of difference.
Okay, but so now, is it true that a woman taking steroids would always win over a woman not taking steroids?
Not necessarily, because big muscles isn't everything that bodybuilding is about.
Well, what is bodybuilding about? I always thought it was big muscles.
First of all, most people do, because what they see on television is, a woman or a man in peak contest form. They've got the direct overhead lighting, they've got the oil bodies, they've got tanned
oil bodies?
skins, and they've got the flex poses, and of course they see and they're misled, thinking, well, that's all it is, but it's not. It's beauty, it's symmetry, it's proportion,
It's the overall
presentation.
impression, isn't it?
Exactly.
And presentation. Now,
and sometimes, an audience goes to see a muscular sensation. So, of course, the one with the big muscle is going to get, all the response.
Yeah.
And that does tend to sway the judges a little bit. So,
That's why these people come here night after night, is that muscular sensation.
Here I am, people.
I was talking about me. Now, you mentioned oiled up. You oil up like that. Is that like a trick? Does everybody oil up?
Oh, it's a good trick.
But I mean, why would you want your body oily?
It just catches a light better, and
now,
it
who
really...
does that? Do you have like a clubhouse man who oils you up?
If you're lucky, you have,
an equipment manager,
training partner that do it for you. Yes.
Yeah. And any kind of special oil?
You don't have a competitor oil you up, because sometimes they put too much oil on your back, and that flattens you out.
Yeah.
And it catches too much light, and you don't look as defined and muscular as you would like. So, yes, you would have a special person that you trust to oil you up.
An oil specialist.
Exactly.
Right. Arnold Palmer, maybe. This old tractor is still running, and You know, you're a lovely woman. I'm sure you've heard that many, many times. And you don't. If I were to pass you on the street, I would not think you were a bodybuilder at all.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I guess that is a compliment. But you look. I mean, we've had other women on who are very obviously, you know, muscular, more muscular than you appear to be.
That's true. Muscles is a part of bodybuilding.
Only
and
a part,
really
though. It's all
is,
the overall presentation.
It's an art form presented in itself as the human body. That's why it's kind of silly
Yeah.
to judge and have a winner when everyone else loses.
Sure.
You know, Lisa Lyon.
You know what I like to say about this, Rachel? There really are no losers in bodybuilding.
There you go. I agree with you.
Now, what are you going to do now that you're
You're
not
a winner,
competing for a
aren't you?
while? Well, thank you so much. What are you going to do?
I'm the new spokesperson for Health and Tennis Corporation. of
Health and
America.
Tennis Corporation. This
They've
sounds
got
like a
some-
plug. Is this a big corporation? Do
I
they
would
have a
plug
history?
all their health clubs like the Holiday Jack LaLanne's and
I
all
see.
that. Would be a plug, but I'm
But
not
have
going
they
to do
been
that.
in business long, or is it kind of like a fly-by-night deal?
They started the entire fitness
I know,
industry
we're running
a long
out of
time
time.
ago. So
Yeah. Well, gee, I
I'm the
hope
new
it works out well
spokesperson,
for
and
you.
I'm working for the Physically Challenged Club, and it's they're not physically handicapped; they're physically challenged. I'm on the board of directors, and David in Woodland Hills is starting that health club specifically for people in handicap situations. So.
Do you have
That's what I'm doing.
cosmetics, candies, anything else you're selling?